And then once we did it, we showed there in the second half the type of team we can be.
Yeah, and you got it down to 12 by halftime, so conciliatory win of a little bit there going into the locker. And then Austin Greger just took over at stretches in the third quarter.
Yeah, and I thought it was big the way they kind of called the game in the second half. You know, that first half, they were they were shoving him all over the place down in the post, and they got a couple quick whistles there in the third quarter. I think that allowed Austin to kind of get back to his space and feel like he could have some freedom of movement down there to do some good things in the post. And we hit some shots. You know, Bo Stipp hit a couple big shots. And, you know, we couldn't get Brett going. So, you know, you tell me we scored 46 points and a half. Brett shooting it that way. You know, I'd say there's still a lot of room for improvement for this group. But, you know, he's still getting his legs under him. You saw him kind of come out there in the second half and play a little bit better. So, you know, again, just a good job by our guys. You know, I think we were down as much as 17 at one point, and you know, you're sitting there at 0-6 down 17. You know, that can go south in a hurry. But you know, we battled back, and I told them at halftime, I said, if you can get this thing to 6 or 8 going into the fourth quarter, you're going to win the game. I promise you. And they made me you know, not a liar.
Well, Robinson, not only did they not have the effectiveness from the arc line in the second half, but I don't even think they shot that many, and they looked almost a little timid. What were we doing differently on defense that kept giving them yellow lights? They weren't getting the green lights in the second.
Yeah, that fourth quarter, we were pretty much primarily triangling two on their two shooters. You know, we stuck a chaser on 23 and a chaser on 15, and we said we're going to let these other guys try to beat us. And you know, once those other guys, you know, when they're in rhythm, you know, those other supplementary pieces are nice players. But now all of a sudden, when they're the guys taking a bunch of the shots and a couple of them don't go in, you start kind of hesitating. And again, early in the season, you know, as a coach, you don't always have everything you need to face a triangle and two or something like that. So, but again, we had the right guys. You know, we had the right guys locked down there in the fourth quarter, and then we still had to rebound. And for the most part, we did a good job. And then I don't know what we shot from the line, but I felt like we made a good chunk of them, which is what we needed to do.
Well, I've got to ask you, can you plan on playing Caleb Evans as much as
you know, really the plan coming in with him was, you know, the only limits minutes-wise was going to be on his conditioning. The ankle was not going to limit his play at all. You know, he actually gets kind of feeling better the more he does. So the ankle wasn't the issue. We just didn't know how in shape he'd be. He's been basically in a boot for 2 weeks. So you know, we were worried about his conditioning, and luckily that second half was choppy enough with a lot of the fouling and the stoppage of plays and the timeouts that we could play him pretty much exclusively in the second half.
And you got the guys out with about a minute to go in the third quarter, giving a little extended rest too for the fourth. That seemed to help a lot.
Yeah, it did. You know, and especially Austin and Bo when they got those third fouls. You know, they're so important to us on both ends of the floor, but they're the things they can cause in the defensive end. You know, we need them to be able to play physical in the fourth quarter. So we got them out of there with 3 fouls where they could, you know, still be a little bit, you know, physical and handsy on the defensive end, and we got some big turnovers, you know, because of that.
Well, now you get to go into the Big 8 conference opener on Friday night. Confidence, a full head of steam. Know that you can get the job done.
Yeah, it's good to have a win under our belt. You know, we needed one, and again, that should kind of springboard this group. You know, we got 2 big days ahead of us now to get ready for the Alices, and you know, they got a new coach, and you know, they got some players out. So, but that place has always been a very tough place for us to play, and it'll be no different this year. But you know, our guys are excited to get a win, and we'll be ready to go.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
That is Mount Carmel coach Tyler.